do me a favour, can you help? Hello and welcome to Damn It. This podcast is brought to you by Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Vacant.
Hey.
Hello, I am Ellis, here with Joe and John.
I'm Joe, sponsored by Clash of Kings, Clans, Bongs. I'm a downloadable character. I have negative aspects in everything, so I will make your game worse. John is sponsored by Sideways Snickers.
Sideways Snickers. Mate, the more of this promo stuff I watched, the less I wanted to have any of these things.
It made me legitimately go, I've got Snickers in my fridge, and I'm not going to fucking eat it now out of spite.
The worst part is, I was genuinely excited for City of the Wolves a while back.
I don't know what it is. I felt sorry for Viking Raiders having to come out in that cosplay shit. That I was like, what the fuck is this?
God. No, the game it's a sequel to is one of my brother's favourite fighting games of all time. It's so good.
Right.
And we never expected it to get a sequel, and it's got a sequel. And then they announced Ronaldo as a playable character.
Yeah.
The football man.
Yes.
Yep.
Because SNK are now part owned by the Saudi government, as is Ronaldo, basically. So it's
Right.
And then some DJ whose connection I don't understand at all. And then this happened, and I'm like, no, I'm just not buying this game, man. Very sad.
Give it a few months, it'll wear off.
Seems a bit Shaq Fu.
I'll probably buy it when it's,
in a
under
humble
20
bundle.
quid or something. Oh, yeah, I buy everything in a humble bundle. That's why I've got so many games.
Yep.
None of them played.
Tell me about it, yeah. Did you do that thing the other day where you could look at your Steam library, it tells you how much you've spent, and then just have a bit of a cry?
I did, but I don't think it worked for me because most of my purchases are humble bundle purchases. So
All right, because it was a bit like... my value for money was actually pretty good because I've sunk a lot of time into certain games. And I think it takes that into account with the algorithm. But yeah, that's been my week. I've been clashing Kangs and Cans and Snickers in Slim Jims.
Slim Jims, Minute Maid.
Yeah, then weird people shaking cans of juice at me. I don't know what the fuck that was about. If that's your advert, is a load of Daphnes waggling tins at you, then you need to work on it. Hire me. I don't know what I'll do, but it'd be better than that.
It'd be unique.
It'd have a lot of fireworks in it. Yeah. Or cowboys. I'm really at the cowboys at the moment. I don't know why. It's just a thing. It's just a phase. Yeah. Oh, we went to Bolton Town Wrestling. I took my friends to Bolton Town Wrestling for their first ever show. They seem to enjoy themselves, but I have got here a list of phrases that were said by Katie throughout the evening.
Nice.
Yeah. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Twirling! Just give him a cuddle. I think I was encouraging her with that one. You are pausing for too long between sections. I don't know. He didn't look me in the eye, so that one doesn't count. I don't know what that was in relation to. The ring announcer is called Jock. He's called Jock because he's Scottish, but she was at one point shouting Jacques, as if he was French. No. The best one, I like shouting. That was good.
Yeah.
Onto the bum. Don't know. At one point, she was chanting gherkins because I don't think she understood what the chant was, so just joined in with what sounded about right.
That's fair.
It's a bit like West Side Story. This should be more romantic. And my favourite one, it's always better when it's on an elevated surface.
Sounds like she getting on with Ash.
Yeah. I said to her, you got with you.
that.
Ash is a similar thing, but slightly time delayed. So between the two of you, yeah, it'd be great. But no, they had great fun. It was a good night. I said if you want to go again, we'll take you to like the next one up sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not that Bolton Town Wrestling is minor league. Like I said, if anything, they've put a lot of effort in and they've got screens and all kinds of stuff now. But just in terms of a slightly bigger room, better atmosphere, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was fun, which was the main thing. And they enjoyed themselves because they submitted to the fact that it is just a ridiculous soap opera where everything is solved with fighting.
Yeah.
And some people need to remember that.
They do.
It's not real life. It's wrestling.
It's not real.
It's not. No, these are actors playing roles in an ongoing story in the same way that Deirdre Barlow didn't really go to prison. Deirdre Rashid, as she was at the time. Yeah. Right, it's not real.
Blowing my mind here.
I know. It's difficult. I don't mean that in a horrible negative way. It's just like I don't know. Fuck it. We'll get there when we get there. I feel like I'm wound up now.
We've got a lot to get through. So shall we dive in? Is there any
No, I haven't done Skinner Facts because I got Katie nonsense this week.
That is true.
I'm not made of information. I'm not a dictionary. I'm a dick.
Jones. Jones. Jones.
I'm also going to start calling people knobs as well. I just think it's a fun word.
It is a fun word. It's got satisfying, like...
It's a good onomatopoeic sort of word, yeah.
It feels good when you...
knob. Yeah.
it.
But not with a K, just knob with an...
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we?
Jocks.
Jokes. Oh yeah, okay. This isn't Vince news, but it kind of becomes Vince news after a while.
Good old Cena.
Yeah. WWE's PR WrestleMania PR nightmare roundup.
I think it was brilliant.
It was fun times.
You would think they were promoting WrestleMania because they didn't talk about that bit much.
No,
No, again, it's like Bizarro World. Yeah.
It was almost like they're like, we've had too much goodwill from people recently. We need
Let's
to reduce
fuck that into the
Let's
ocean and just start randomly letting everyone else catch strays on our behalf.
Go on,
Yep.
let's see how many of it you got. Because
I think there's more, but I've only got 4.
Oh, is there a bingo card?
Yeah. Right. So first, we had a mini one of Triple H telling everyone critics to fuck off first. I think we're going for everything, but I hadn't really.
Critics to fuck off and be a fan because you'll experience the product differently. What no one's talking about on that is where that interview was on. It wasn't like he was kind of, like when you can go on someone, they can goad you and kind of push you to give it an answer. This was Peter Rosenberg on WWE's YouTube channel.
Oh, so
center.
Right, so it wasn't like guerrilla activism. It
His
was
level of
actually
questions,
their product.
Yeah,
No,
the level of questions are going to be like, what's your favourite way
Yeah.
to spend the Sunday afternoon? That kind of.
Yeah,
Well,
this was a
Allow me.
WWE production interview. Well, obviously, you'd imagine every question he knew what was going in.
I just think he does not give a fuck. I mean, have you seen that belt? It looks like something Indiana Jones would be fucking fighting for.
I think the opposite, Joe. I think he really does. And some people... So obviously, Vince was hanging around for a good year, wasn't he? So in Triple H's creative time, this last few months especially, it's probably the first time he's got a lot of criticism for his booking.
Not the booking, I'm talking about that
he's
belt.
not been able to blame on.
I'm
Vince.
talking about his being a critic and thingy.
Yeah.
I mean, just as an interview on your network, I feel it's a very strange thing to say.
It was a wild thing to say.
Yeah, that was my point. The belt thing's completely separate. The belt thing's wild. Even Lemmy would go, fucking hell, mate, why did you not in?
It's a bit much, isn't it?
I just because when he was NXT Black and Gold, that was gold. That was incredible television.
Oh yeah.
He's done very well at the start, and this is the first kind of blip that he's hit. And and as much as he wants to say it, like he's online because he comes out into these scrums and he's like, "Does it feel like WrestleMania season now?" And he's clearly very aware of what's online. And I think this is him hitting back. It was awful. It was shit. Like, especially when you then go and end Sunday in the way you did. While revealing, here's a documentary in the writer's room.
Yeah, I saw that, and it looked like the guy who was reading it had never read that bit of press before, or any other words. I know it's a long weekend for you, but fucking hell, give him some Prime and a Slim Jim, Jesus. You must have buckets of them out the back. Just Slim Jims come in buckets, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like,
Probably. So that's number one. Then we had
And that's not even on the list, boys and girls.
Yes, I took it out for time, but when I always said for the number.
Yeah, no, we've got to go for the record.
Nick Khan appeared on the Bill Simmons podcast and shot quite a few shots at AEW. Speaking about AEW wrestling over to WWE once their contracts expire, Khan, who referred to AEW as the other wrestling promotional company, commented that happy to have those conversations and assume a number of them will come over. Nothing but respect to the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things.
I mean, if Vince hadn't spunked all that money on the XFL and his various male bodybuilding pageants he did, maybe he could own a football team. A proper one, like not a made-up XFL
not
one.
a made-up league.
Yeah.
He did refer to AEW as a good thing, so we can take that.
He also said
he has got legit history with Tony, though. I can understand him not liking Tony.
Well, fair.
Tony was it on TNA when he was cutting that promo in sunglasses with Tony Schiavone?
Oh, fuck knows.
It was when there was reports years ago that Nick Khan was discussing with New Japan about working with them, and he came on live TV and cut a promo on him, going, "Oh, if that's the case, then why have they been working with us? Why have I had the IWGP Championship defended on my TV?" And then he called him Nick Khan and tried to burst him on live TV.
It's all a bit handbags at dawn, isn't it? Really.
So I can understand him having an issue with Tony Khan. The rest of the stuff he said. Yep. Carry on.
He also said, Simmons suggested WWE's biggest issue was too much talent, which could lead to them wasting people. And Nick Khan responded, "That's something we won't do. We won't sign and bench people. We sign people who we want to use. If another entity signs and benches people now, that's not something we would do." More on that story later.
Well, he was then asked about that. Well, is that what happens? He went, "I'm told it happens elsewhere." And I was like, "What about Omos? You know, the guy who you didn't use and he went off to, was it Noah?"
That was
he went for Japan and had a fucking barnstormer. Yeah.
So and then they made him drop his tag titles and come back. Ricky Saints had to drop some. Obviously, he's being used. Natty, who they signed to a contract, pretty much it seems just so she wouldn't go and wrestle the Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah.
Never been seen since.
Ricochet had him chasing the 24/7 belt. Like, it works both ways. I do feel that AEW kind of hoard talent.
Oh yeah, they both do it.
Don't use them.
They both do it.
But they're both guilty of it. Yeah.
Why say you're not? Well, I don't know. Why say you don't do that?
Why are you looking at this and you're not looking at this? Yeah.
I'm going to escalate it. Well, Roman Reigns discussed politics in the Vanity Fair feature and stated that although he's a registered Democrat, it was heavily implied he voted for Trump.
No turkeys, Christmas, whatever, innit?
Yeah.
I think a lot of wrestlers do, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they do. It's
that football trauma to the head will do that to you.
He said the choice was very clear. One person was giving us information, one person was answering questions, so it wasn't that hard. I mean, he was answering questions. What he was saying was bollocks, but people don't seem to care about that. There's more on that. Obviously, Linda McMahon is the current Secretary of Education and doing her best to dismantle that, and Trump's in the Hall of Fame, so it's good to bring up those connections just before the biggest show.
She was at the Hall of Fame mode. Linda McMahon and her plastic face. I've not seen her on WWE TV so long.
I'm fairly sure it's best for her just to stay away on the off chances, isn't it?
I think that's wise. We had Triple H praise Trump as well. Basically saying he's charismatic in so many ways. He likes getting under people's skin. I think he likes generating heat the way he does. It's amazing and it's genius and it worked in our business. Do I think he got that from our business? I think he innately understands that. It's been his whole life. And I'm like, that's not a good thing.
See, this is one where I brought up the wild thing about the critic thing was on his own channel. If you watch this, the quote's horrendous. I'm not going into it. He was pushed into that. So he didn't bring up this idea that Trump's got heat. That the people who were interviewing were talking about Trump. He was in wrestling. He's done WrestleManias. He's got loads of heat. That he was kind of.
Yeah, but
that one is one where
heat is a wrestling thing. It's not a real world thing.
Yes.
Like, that heat in the real world is you are a prick, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're that person that I don't leave my drink near because you'll put your dick in it when I go for a piss, right? It's not you can't apply wrestling things into the real world and vice versa.
He never actually said heat. Like, that came from he didn't actually use that word. That came from the interviewers. His answer was horrific and not good. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying there's the difference between them two quotes is what he was pushed into. Say again.
Is this quote wrong then?
No, the quote is what he said in response to all the people interviewing, going, "Oh, Trump, he's really good at getting heat. He was on WWE with you years ago. Do you think that's why he says at the end? Do you think he learned it when he's talking about? Do I think he got it from us?" And he's like, "No, I think he always had it. Basically, he was always a dick.
He's always been a dick. Yeah."
I
don't know. I just think it's a massive fucking week of misfires. Unless you really like fascism.
What should we go for the last final misfire?
I'm going to put some good ones at
the end. Cena decided now was the perfect time to say how much he loves Vince in the New York Times.
But it's just heel work, John.
No. I don't care who hears it. I love Vince. I'm not downplaying anything that needs to be decided or allegations of any kind, but when I love somebody, I love them wholeheartedly. I know people are going to be angry about that, but they can't put their value on my relationship with somebody I love.
I mean,
your personal
Rose
feeling,
West loved Fred. I don't know.
Shut the fuck up. Maybe don't be saying that out loud.
To be fair, that's not news. He said that before.
He said that before.
He has.
Yeah.
But
it was just shitty timing. Yeah. Do you know is it Spider-Man 1 when he's on the train and everything's ripping as he's trying to stop it?
Vaguely, yes.
I was going to say Harry Maguire then. What's he called?
Peter Parker?
Peter Parker.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
That's all.
Totally joking.
Can't remember who had put the tweet out going, it was either Punk or Rollins or a combination of the two of them out here trying to save WWE's PR week because they had a great PR week.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else, Rollins is out here talking about Hogan, but in a really good, I don't know if you say good way. Do you know, like, he's given a lot of passing comments about Hogan being a dick, and then he moves on. He actually elaborated on it, and they were like, well, he said, I've kind of glazed over it a lot. He said, but yes, he's my hero. Yes, he's done a lot for wrestling, but he's got terrible views and terrible beliefs, and I don't want to hang around with that. And he needs to show genuine contrition and listen and talk. And he went, he ain't gonna do that.
He ain't never will.
It's deep rooted, but you know, his response is good.
Yeah. It's the thing of separating art from artist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's the wrestling person is not the same as the actual person. Again, this bleeds into other things that have happened this week. But like, Hogan is just shit from top to bottom. There is no A, he's a shit wrestler, and B, he's a shit out of a human. There is no defense there. Like,
no, and he didn't give
for
that.
me anyway. I don't know.
No.
Like,
I know other wrestlers have been the way you are.
Their wrestling was fine. So
he's like, you will go out there and you will continue to get booed because ain't no one got no time for your shit.
No, just fuck off.
And then
in Blue Thunder, the speedboat thing that you used to drive in that shit, was it Blue Thunder? Whatever it was, and just crash it into the sun. Because it can fly now. I don't fucking know.
And then on your white knighting thing, Punk was asked about his politics, and he was like, we're not meant to be outwardly political, which he was kind of winking at because this is the day after all the Trump stuff. And then he was just like, it's pretty obvious what my politics, quote unquote politics, are, because of what he said on his public platforms. I can draw a line in the sand and say when Elon Musk is throwing the Sieg Heils up at the podium, and I've seen people make excuses for that. No, fucking own it. Don't try and gaslight me. I'm not fucking stupid. About that, so he criticised him, kind of criticised Trump. Politicians are meant to be politicians, not wearing hats and jerseys to rally up the people. He said it's a fucking ugly world out there, and then he's people complaining. He went, you're on Lord Elon Musk's fucking Twitter saying stupid shit. What have you actually done? And I thought this was fair. He said, I've done a lot. I just don't broadcast it. I put my money where my mouth is, and that money goes to helping impoverished people, and I just don't need to write my name on a fucking GoFundMe so I get credit for it.
This is also further to my point. Yes, it's very easy to sit there and criticise things online, but actually get boots on the ground and do things about it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to bring it down. Upbeat.
No.
And I've got fun in my heart.
There was some good PR out there, and to finish on
I
your
know,
point.
but it's Punk, and I hate him, so fuck off.
So, see if you disagree with this one. There's shitty people on every single side, shitty people in every company. You can't pick and choose. You've got to try and do good with what you can, and that's what I do. So,
I mean, that's just the way of the world, isn't it? Like, there's always going to be knobheads, no matter where. You just don't deal with the knobheads.
He even said you're just trying to white knight and be this outrage merchant and be all like, this person is shitty.
I'm not trying to do that with Punk. He is
not
shitty.
you.
I hate him.
Not you.
Factual.
Week by week, he gives you another nugget, and you're like, fucking.
I just don't want to deal anymore. That's where.
That's
where I'm at.
This is my reasoning for it.
There was people out there promoting the actual show that the weekend was about. Not doing
There
that
was a show.
In between the adverts, I think there was some wrestling. Yes.
And I've got a real urge for Slim Jims. I don't know what don't even know what they are.
I think
I
they're
find
like
it
a
all funny
pepperoni.
on the jokes that when people are like, mad on it, I'm like, you know that's what they do. Like, I just
I
out.
know. I went for a piss or get a drink or whatever. Yeah. Like, you know that after the match you've got like 15 minutes of bullshit. Like,
I saw, who's it, Andrew something. He's a good person on Twitter. I think he's a journalist, but he likes both companies. He just likes wrestling. He's not a tribalistic person. He was there, and someone was like, "Oh, I hope you had a good time with all them fucking adverts." And he was like, "Yeah, I got a drink. I had a laugh with my friends and talked to my friends. It was a great time, man. Thank you."
You should try having a friend. I dropped dead friend.
This came out of nowhere. WWE have acquired AAA. It was announced during Stand and Deliver that they were going to have a Worlds Collide on June the 7th, which is on the same day as Money in the Bank. It's going to happen before. And that was a bit of a surprise to people. And then during the pre-show, it was announced that they've actually purchased them. Fightful reached out to talent who said there had been conversations about AAA having new partners, equipment and the like for years. But once the WWE TKO merger happened, there was a lot of discussion about that being with WWE for quite some time. Those at Fightful spoke to in WWE said while the acquisition was close to the vest, they believe it was finalised after AEW and CMLL announced their Arena Mexico show.
What a shock.
Yes. For those asking about the relationship between WWE and top champion of that company, Alberto Del Rio, Top champion in air quotes. For years, WWE giving everyone a hard no on working with him. Del Rio himself would claim that conversations had taken place, but at points said he would never work for them again. Those close to Del Rio claim that he's said different, and that the two sides had discussed possible appearances, and that it was no longer contentious.
Yeah, I'm betting big money on him dropping a belt pretty soon.
Yeah. I was watching the post shows with Sean Ross Sapp, and he went, they'll just fire him.
Yeah.
They'll just fire him. Some talent in AAA were even skeptical of the announcement, saying that it's hard for them to believe that the Roden family would relinquish all power. Still not many details of the acquisition out there. It was just hilarious on that post show, watching Andrade's face stood behind them as this was being announced.
Stephanie Backer stood there.
Yes. Yeah, that bit wasn't hilarious.
No, you've just got to sit there and eat a big shit sandwich sometimes, haven't you?
Yeah.
Also, the fact that apparently, I don't know whether this is true, but they're going to
person's
read
not with
NXT
AAA now,
Mexico, and I was like, oh, get in the sea.
Yeah, I saw that article. They didn't seem to have any.
I
think it was just I didn't. But I was like,
But
I wouldn't.
I could see that coming. I don't think it's. I think it's.
I don't think the only positive thing I've seen of it in terms of like what it would look like. Obviously, night one, Triple H was asked about it in the media, and he basically said, "Yes, we've got a WWE style." He said, "But we don't want to implement that style there. Like it's Lucha Libre. We want it to be Lucha Libre. We don't just want to create this style there."
I think that got him some heat though. Well, he said traditional Lucha Libre, and people were saying, well, the point of AAA is it wasn't traditional Lucha Libre. It broke away from CML not to be traditional.
Yeah. I don't know enough about the history of Lucha Libre to really have an opinion on it. All I know is that I'd watch the AAA Mania show every year because it was batshit fucking insane.
Yeah, it was a good time with it.
Yeah. Again, one of my favourite wrestling moments is Spider-Man getting stuck on his zip line. Like, his pajamas getting caught on there. I still think about that and laugh. That and the crippled Irishman.
I don't think it's. Yeah, I can't see this being a good thing overall. Not after.
It feels like the Singularity's gone evil.
Yeah, it's not what I wanted. It's like the monkey's paw has happened again.
Ah, it is. The turkey's a little dry.
I look back, Ring of Honor's acquisition, and how much we complain about that. And the only good thing about that is Ring of Honor was essentially dead at the time.
Yeah, it was.
I don't like this, but
we'll see in it. We'll see.
I would love to be proved wrong.
My breath. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want people to lose jobs unless it's Alberto Del Rio, but.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Sarah Stock, AEW agent coach, has been let go. Michael Select confirmed that Sarah has been let go by AEW. We have not been given a reason as to why yet. She was known among talent to be stern with guidelines as a producer/agent/coach. She was also a producer for WWE for 5 years between 2015 and 2020. She's been with AEW for the past 2 years, hasn't wrestled after 2015 until the 2022 series of tag matches in Mexico, and then she hasn't wrestled again since then.
Sorry, Joe, I've written this in a really dumb way.
It's fine. We don't have any reason or anything to find out why she's been let go. We've heard that she did raise issues with the company's mental health program and department being heavily shifted about, but that doesn't appear to have contributed to her.
Well, I haven't heard if that contributed.
They haven't heard if
that's the one reason I was going to keep it, not get rid of that as a non-story, but that last kind of bit made me go,
Yeah, which is, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Joe Hendry's WrestleMania appearance details, how that came together. Fightful Select reported that by the time Kevin Owens publicly announced his injury, WWE had the wheels in motion to inquire about Hendry's availability and having worked the match. Many in TNA found out when news for sure on Saturday. It was kept quiet in WWE, with Henry not listed internally on run sheets.
Just on a big question mark.
Yeah.
Is it a Riddler?
To be fair, this did legitimately surprise me. I was convinced it was Rusev.
I convinced myself it was going to be Undertaker, and they were just going to come out and fuck about it for 2 hours.
I'd watch that.
Wouldn't be the slowest walk to the ring of the evening anyway, would it?
No.
That's going to be backlash, mate. We'll get to that.
People ask about Henry status in TNA. He's still under contract. Expires some point in the next 12 months. Henry has an agent now and been told on the way that WWE has naturally maintained interest. Company have brought him for a number of matches and appearance. John Alba from Sports Illustrated confirmed the Fightful Select report on Twitter this weekend that Joe Hendry was approached about a recent Raw match, the one in Glasgow. It was meant to be a program with The Miz, but Ariel Schnurner shot it down as it would have resulted in a Hendry loss. Some in TNA claim this could have been a contributing factor to his eventual termination, which I can kind of see from both sides because he is their champion, and losing to the Miz on a random Raw feels a bit.
A bit of a kick in the nuts.
Yeah, it's the difference between losing to the Miz and Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I do wish he had a bit more time in the WrestleMania match. I thought
it was always going to be go in, do your bits, fucking lie down. Yeah.
I didn't take much issue. TNA's talent and staff didn't take much issue with the length and layout of the match. They saw it as more exposure for TNA.
Yeah,
and he was really happy.
Fair,
he did an interview, and he was buzzing. And he
it was weird
with Punk or Orton backstage, and they were like, the timing for them was perfect. He wasn't squashed. He got bits in.
Yeah,
he's also fighting.
It was the Nate Reese Mickey Barnes thing. It was a squash, but he got his bits in. Like,
it was weird as hell seeing the guy that I used to watch in sports halls in Edinburgh just like at WrestleMania in the best way possible.
Oh no! I genuinely went ooh and sat up. Like,
yeah.
And then I was like, Andy's going to kill him, but he's getting the bag.
Of course.
And that's probably within at least the top 10, if not top 5 RKOs that he's delivered in terms of.
When he did his turn, yeah. Again, in my head, I was like, he's going to do the turn, and Randy's going to RKO the fuck out of him.
It was just Joe Hendry deserves a lot of praise because he obviously it was out of nowhere as it is, but his eyes didn't shift.
His eyes didn't shift. Yeah.
If his eyes had looked that way, or when's he coming, it would have been obvious.
No. Just focus and trust that Randy to do the work.
Trust him to do it. No, I love this. And Simon Miller, he was out there doing obviously his ups and downs, but he was at the shows. I don't know if you've seen his tweet, and this is where the impact comes in. He was like, I wrestled that guy in Discovery, TNA. He's worked around like the UK with him, and he was like, after watching that, he's gone, you know what? I'm setting myself a goal that within the next year, I'm going to work for a major promotion in the US because he's an inspiration and showing that you can do it. And he's putting it out there. He's been very vocal about it. He even told Omos, who was on What Culture, Omos was there just randomly in a hotel in Las Vegas, and he's like, I'm putting it out there, and that's what I want to do. And that's Joe Hendry.
Speaking of
the singularity, Omos is me.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to lead you into it, like in a cool sort of Michael
so
Aspinall sort of way.
So smooth.
And it's all just falling apart.
This is what
now.
people listen to us for.
Like a Jonathan Ross interview now.
Well, we've already talked about this, haven't we? So yeah, he was on a very good run with Noah. But then at the end of January, it was announced that he was heading back to WWE, and he has not been on TV since. He has been on What Culture with Simon Miller more than he has been on WWE TV. When asking for an update on Omos, Fightful was told that Omos wasn't injured. He was ready to work and perform, but he hadn't been brought up in creative discussions. Like, he wasn't even in the Andre battle giant, the Royale and SmackDown. So, so why was he brought back from nowhere? They said, that's something we won't do. We won't sign and bench people. We sign people who we want to use.
Just twisting that knife a bit, isn't it, John, now?
That's not us. The one contact Fightful spoke to in Noah said that Omos made a good impression there, and they'd imagine the company would be happy to have him back. And he was super over with the fans from everything I saw.
Yeah,
he was like an absolute god over there.
Again, put him against Penta and watch him pick him up and bounce him like a basketball.
Yeah. I would watch that. Pentaball.
Pentaball. That's
a one luchador on each side.
And AEW show, which was mentioned earlier on, they are holding their first ever show in Mexico later this year on June the 18th at the historic Arena Mexico. It'll be a Grand Slam event, much like the Australia one earlier this year.
What size ring will they bring? Who gives a fuck?
Additionally, CMLL announced a special CMLL versus AEW/Ring of Honor show on the 17th of June, which is the Tuesday before Dynamite, and the 20th of June Fantastica Mania show will now include wrestlers from New Japan, AEW, Ring of Honor, Rev Pro, and New Japan Strong, which means that Mercedes might wrestle 3 or 4 times in one night.
Yeah, why not? Put a fucking lucha mask on her. She's working double shift.
Do it.
And lastly, Nick Wayne and Kevin Knight have both been announced for the Best of Super Juniors.
I
do like the name Fantastica Mania. It's just a good name. I want to go and watch the fuck out of that. What is it? Well, it's fantastic and it's maniac. Well, fucking beautiful. Big E confirms Rusev returning to WWE, but not against Randy. Big E
I'm not sure he was supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Big E and Tyler Breeze hosted a Fanatics live session at WWE World in Las Vegas, opening packs of WWE trading card, because that's what passes as entertainment nowadays.
I don't get it, but okay.
When they pulled a Rusev card from 2000 2017, Big E said Rusev has confirmed to him that he's now coming back to WWE. Someone that has just been announced to return. You didn't see that? I reached out to him and he confirmed that the news is indeed true, Big E said. I don't know when he'll be back, but there is Rusev, a blast from the past. And actually, this is very topical because he had just announced that he's returning to the squared circle here in World Wrestling Entertainment. Yeah.
And he's back.
Oh, is he actually back? Oh.
He came back on Raw.
Oh, well.
Couldn't have thrown him in Mania just for the pop. No.
He came out in the middle of a segment between the New Day and Cesaro and Otis, which was a really weird... By himself. So I'm like, he's been thrown into a tag team segment. So has he got a tag team partner? Is there someone that he would be able to team with?
Let's say God.
God, that would be.
That would be amazing.
He was jacked. He was ripped. He was ripped. But he got a big pop.
Cool. Small update on Naito. Naito's confusing contract saga. Naito's had a lot of injuries in recent years to the point that Fightful spoke to some sources in New Japan and WWE that said even if WWE were interested, they're concerned he'd be able to pass the physical.
The man's got no kneecaps.
His knees.
Yeah, no, it's fucked. Sources in AEW said they would be surprised if AEW offered Naito anything beyond occasional appearances when things fit.
I'm fine with that.
We iterated anything was possible. It's nothing on a personal level, but we just didn't have interest in him outside of occasional appearances. Most that Fightful spoke to in New Japan believe he could make occasional appearances, but a lot will come down to money. Some believe he will try his hand at Noah.
Naito, just stop. Stop. You've got limited bones left in your body. Like, you can't replace your knees with Mr. Kipling's apple pie dishes because it doesn't work. I tried. Like,
have you considered something more structurally sound than that?
I put two in.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Overlapped them, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that, yeah, I don't know, man. I'd be happy to see, like, when he's popped up in AEW, it's always been fun.
I love
The man's
Naito.
fucked.
Genuinely, I just can't see him. I don't know what his plan is here. It's interesting. I'm intrigued to see what happens.
Yeah, oh yeah, I want the best for the boy, but I don't know how much more he's got left to give, really. Like,
Yeah. Capable of a good match. It's just, he can't.
Oh yeah. It's just he's got a lot of recovery after it.
Yeah.
And I'll do the nice news. Oh wait, Ellis back. Too late. Brody Lee Jr. is the first entrant, final entrant in the GCW clusterfuck, and he won, which was nice.
Did you see his mum's tweet? Like the video of him coming out, and she's like, "He did what? I've just woke up."
I saw Evil Uno do the same thing as well. They get one's done what now? Yeah. Again, it's the clusterfuck. It's fun. It's a good bit. I liked it. And during the WrestleMania 41 press conference, Ru Lopez, daughter of Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, told a story involving a skunk that walked past their house. They were worried that the skunk would go in the house because the door was open, but thankfully it didn't. It was an average-sized skunk, and it just sprayed the big house. Like, that's the best thing that came out of that press conference.
It's very good.
It was good. It was all in little stages as well. So she'd finish, and then we were about to carry on the questions. It was like, got more.
I want to try again. Yeah.
That was the best part.
It was good. Good fun.
It's also a Bluey household, not Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Start with what was probably one of the best Dynamites in
a
very long time.
A very
probably
long while.
One of their all-timers, to be honest. And I like the fact that it was. And obviously it was a breakthrough, wasn't it? So it was the record-breaking, longest-running show. Kind of a fuck you to Eric Bischoff.
On
the Turner Network.
TBS, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Turner Network.
So when you tell AEW that they are breaking a record every week and they'll put on Bang of Dynamites, let's do it. Make up some records.
Do that, and also obviously it's tied in with WrestleMania weekend. I think this was the best thing that they could do, and Tony should really be looking at that fucking PR nightmare. He should be looking at the outcome of Cena and how it happened and going, I have got the opportunity to put my foot on the neck here. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
he really does. And
well, it was the thing someone said where it was like, Triple H saw two kind of not good endings to pay-per-views and went, fuck it, I'll go one more. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just put the foot down now. And I thought back to this time last year. What were they doing then? They were airing that CM Punk footage, being petty and responding to all the digs that were being thrown out. They've just gone, we're not going to acknowledge you. We're just going to put on a banger show and draw people in, and that's hopefully what they did, because they kicked off with Mercedes Moné and Athena, a dream match for quite a while. That's been building. A Win Heart tournament match, probably my TV match of the year.
I will happily watch these two go at it over and over again. They can open every collision if they want.
I mean, this was absolutely fucking brilliant. It's the best match I've seen Mercedes have in AEW.
Yeah,
by a country mile.
Yeah,
and that's nothing against other people that she's been against. It was just it felt very much like
the stat match comes
I
close.
want to kill them.
But yeah.
And that's what I want in it. I want people for it to feel like this is everything I've got. If I lose this, then what's left? And that's what it felt like. And it was just like, and also I believe the longest women's match AEW have ever had.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I could believe it. Yeah. Especially on TV.
Yeah,
Probably,
I think even in pay-per-view.
Even in pay-per-view.
Yeah. Just an absolutely, like, again, we say it a lot, but go and watch this, because for anyone that was doubting whether like Mercedes can still go, yes, and Athena, like, I mean, she's held up. Is it nearly 1,000 days now?
Yeah,
and has
like
defended it. Like,
it's the one thing I regret from like not watching Ring of Honor is not seeing this reign.
There'll be some kind of supercut somewhere.
Yeah. But you know, it's different experiencing it in real time, though.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind. I mean, I don't think it's done. I think we're getting another one.
Oh no,
of these
it's
at
not
least.
done.
Yeah.
We're getting
the belts are changing hands, aren't they? Like the whole everyone's going up one sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just absolute. Wasn't overshadowed by Tony Storm being on commentary and stuff. It's the kind of thing that they've done. I love Tony Storm.
She wasn't.
No, I said she wasn't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
It wasn't overshadowed by her, because when she's on commentary and it's the women's matches or whatever, you're kind of just waiting for her to do bits.
Yeah, it can be.
And it does distract me away from it. I love it. And if it's a kind of nothing match, fine. But this is like fucking biggest thing they've done in a long time. It felt big.
Yes, it was big, and more, please. Can't wait for more.
Yeah. Yep. Get one more, and then we get like a cage match or a stipulation match.
Does Mercedes win the tournament, or is she going to lose to Hater or Stat?
I mean, I'd like her to lose to Hater, and then they can feed that as well, because that's got legs on it. Because
that would be
former
good.
champion,
would be
champion coming up.
I could see her winning a tournament though, and then that. But soon after losing the belt,
well, you get a shot, don't you? If you win the tourney.
But that would start the program with Storm.
I can see you want to go through Hater first. Like, I don't know.
No, I'd agree with you. I could see that happening.
There's ways for it to go, and they would all make logical sense.
Not one is. I'd quite like Stat to beat Monet, because she lost them 2 TBS matches, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, I would too. I wasn't saying what I want to happen. I'm just saying what I thought might happen.
There's plenty of ways it can go, and like I said, they all make sense,
which is good.
Which is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It is. Were you happy with the wild card that Hangman Adam Page was facing?
You know, he has been signed for so long that we almost forgot that he was an option. I think he had visa issues to sort out. It's part of the reason why it's been so long. But yeah, it's one of those where I knew he was in AEW, but it didn't occur to me.
Yeah, it was a kind of a nice surprise, because I'd forgotten. Like, he got a graphic, and then they went, right, off you pop. It was a bit of a...
Did he even get a graphic? I don't remember that.
I remember seeing a graphic. It might have been a fan-made one. I don't know.
He got a graphic after this, so there mustn't have been one before.
I think it was pretty much a given in like Fightful and stuff that he was signed.
Right, okay. I can never be sure what's real and what's not. I'm very Father Dougal in that respect.
These ones are small and these ones are far away.
No, in the Darth Vader isn't real. Non-Christian gods, not real. Yeah. But a great match. He'd come out, he looked good. It was a strong loss, which is the thing that we talk about a lot of, like, he wasn't just battered into a paste.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of want to see him. I don't know. Possibly he's going to end up with Don Callis, isn't he?
Well, I like that. I like the way he had an angle to go into. It wasn't just, here he is, lost. Bye. Yeah. He's got an angle straight away.
Well, it looks like, well, I mean, he come in and beat the fuck out of Page, didn't he, after Don Callis was chatting to him. So I guess it makes sense. And they've suffered a lot of injuries, the Don Callis family, haven't they? So you've got to replenish those ranks. And then it also, when other people come back, they can be a schism, or not that one. But yes, they can be the thingy.
Then had the Hurt Syndicate defeated the Gates of Agony. Good match, but it's the post-match part that
people seem to have latched onto. Right, and I'm going to say this is just my tuppence worth, right? Because enough has been said about this online. Was it a good section? It was fine. It's wrestling. It's a story. These are actors playing characters to further a story along. It is an art. It is theatre. It is a soap opera. It's not real. Was it horrible and in bad taste? Yeah, I didn't like it. It reminded me of the worst sort of fucking Jerry Lawler, bra and panties, Val Venus, grab 'em by the pussy, festival of sex, hoe trade, show 'em the puppies, attitude era bullshit.
Oh God, yeah, it did.
Right?
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible, but it fits in. The Hurt Syndicate used to come out with women. MJF has used women to further himself in the past.
Yeah.
Character-wise, it fits. It was fucking gross, and I don't want it. And you know what? I'm just not going to watch these bits in future, right? In the same way that I don't watch the Chris Jericho bits. Not to compare Chris Jericho pretending he's a tree or whatever the fuck he does with women being objectified and given no agency. It's not the same thing, right? Before we get into that. But it's not real. In the same way that I didn't phone up the estate of fucking Michael Winner because Death Wish 4 was shit. I don't feel the need to have to go and complain about this loudly to anyone that will listen. I just don't watch it. Why will I watch something that I don't like? I have very limited free time as it is. And to use that to complain about something that I could just easily skip. Yes, it was gross. Yes, it was awful and I hated it. But I don't feel the need to use it to score clout, basically. I just don't care.
As Punk said before, that's what you do.
Sorry, that's my bit. And normal service will be resumed now. I'm a dumb guy who does fucking knob jokes for a living.
I really like the whole MJF trying to win them over, that he very nearly... And yeah, I agree with everything you said. And there was a moment in my brain when he went, I've got something for you. And I went, in my head, I was like, I know what it's going to be. Please don't let it be.
Yeah.
Right. But the action, the rest of it, the watch, thingy, Shelton being swayed and then looking at Bobby's face and being like, oh, no, come down.
Yeah, that was good.
MJF literally put his injured girlfriend in the driver's seat of a car he crashed to save himself. He's not a good person, character-wise. We all know he's not a good person, and yet it became this huge thing. It detracted from the fact we had one of the best women's matches AEW have ever done. It detracted from the fact that we had fucking Takeshita and Ospreay, like, having the best match in the fucking ever. Because only anyone talked about that. But right, moving on now. That's enough of that.
Go on to that then, Takeshita and Ospreay.
Well, we got the Trios Championship before that, didn't we?
No.
Was it not?
No, that's how it closed the show.
That was the end.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yes, it was before that. No, I was thinking it must have been...
It was the end because
my notes were in the wrong one. Yes. Yeah. Takeshita, fucking wrestler of the year, and we're only in April. Like, the man's putting on bangers everywhere. And then Will Ospreay just going, yeah, what we doing? Daft shit. 100% on board, son.
Do the daftest shit we can possibly do and go 1,000%. And we'll have a great time.
Like, Takeshita kicking out the hidden blade at 1. Like, I do love... I know it's dumb and it demeans the finisher or whatever, but I always love that because it's just... I'm so angry that you've hit me in the back of the head, you twat.
It doesn't demean it if you use it sparingly, which I think is...
I know, but it's people whinging. Yeah, again, just a fucking absolute banger of a match. Just two of the best, I would say, in the world at the moment.
No doubt.
At it. Like, I don't know how long Takeshita's got on his contract, but there should be a fucking war for the boy when his contract does run out. They need to keep him on board, but the odds are it looks like he might be going back to Japan. Not to New Japan, because who's he going to fight there? Naito Surgeon. The 10 million yen man.
Yeah, one of the best TV matches of the year. The man's ridiculous. They're both ridiculous. Give him all the money. Put this on all the time. I want to see it.
Again, this would have been a pay-per-view match in any other world.
Has been a pay-per-view match, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
It has.
Yeah. And it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's why
I forgot about that, actually.
Yeah, it's 1A and 1B, but I preferred Mercedes and Athena because that was fresh. I was like, I know what's coming here. I've seen this.
Yeah.
Entertainment is 1A and 1B.
But, no. Again, everyone's entitled to like what they like. But yeah, Mercedes and Athena was better just because it was nice to see Mercedes put a fucking shift in. Said it before.
No, yeah, but women's matches don't get a great deal of time on AEW.
No, I know. I think it was just the last one at the last pay-per-view. I was just like, it just looked a bit sloppy for me, whereas this looked fucking banging.
Well, you had the one against Statlander. That was very good.
That's true. Yeah, but that's starting it. Like, sorry. And then it was the Undisputed Trios Championship, Death Riders.
With both teams missing somebody.
So it was there was no Pac because his foot's injured and we hope he gets better soon. So he was replaced by John Moxley and Hook was taken out in an attack. So they went, Right. What's the opposite of a tiny white dude? A giant black guy. And they
What was
brought
he
Hobbs
taking
out.
out though? Have you not seen the video where he's been sick in the ring?
I think it was not supposed to be poisoned or something. I
No,
don't know.
the week before when they'd had the match, and I don't know if he had took a bump to the head, but he threw up in the ring twice, and then Claudio picked him up and did that spot when he threw him down on the upside down chair, like literally about 5 or 10 seconds after he'd been sick, he picked him up and did that spot. So he wasn't in a good way.
Who might just be dead then, and they're trying to reanimate his corpse.
I feel like he's hurt.
Okay, I thought it was a bit.
No,
I thought it was all just a right. Oh, I hope he's not dead.
But Hobbs
he's so young. He had so much to live for.
Hobbs is an adequate replacement.
Hobbs could have done this on his own, to be honest. He absolutely beat you like he stole something. Mox coming in trying to do like cheap shots from behind, and Hobbs is just like, get off. It was good. It was a beautiful, beautiful match. I'm happy that, they've had to move the trios on to someone else, but it felt the right time to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm liking that we can do a free bird on it.
Seems that way.
Yeah, well,
I hope so.
It doesn't make sense. That's why, people have to relinquish it in the past.
Yeah, they stopped someone else doing it before, which isn't great, but...
It was guns, weren't it?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Again, just consistency across the board would be
That's what I'm
nice.
asking for.
Yeah.
It was Jay White and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Thingy was it, wasn't he? Your little hairy man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Juice.
Yeah, the animal from the Muppets, yeah. But he got
When
injured
you
and then
said
they tried to
that,
replace
I
him with
knew
that.
exactly who you meant.
Yeah. Oh, one of the Croods. I saw some of that the other day. But yeah, anyway. Oh, the kid from the Wild Thornberrys as well. He looks a bit like the child from that. It's not important. But yeah. So we got new tag champions. Great. Very happy. Hopefully they do something with them. Because you've got Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs. It's clearly building to Joe versus Mox as well, which fucking will feed thousands.
Yes, more of that.
Putting Joe back into the Sabres Joe, you're our only hope, like you did with MJF.
Yeah, but also no.
No, in terms of like he came in and course corrected the devil stuff and reset everything. Didn't
I don't know whether this is the same thing. Like now the Death Riders seem to be on the downward slope of it. It kind of feels like, do you remember?
I think it has been getting a bit better recently.
It just need Collision. I don't remember that much about it, to be honest.
It was on Thursday.
Oh, that'd be why. Because I watched it earlier and it messed up my week.
See, this is kind of thing. It started with Mox actually. Mox ended up issuing start challenging Joe, which is kind of more what I want from Mox because he's meant to be Mox. Yeah, this is why I'm kind of enjoying it a bit more.
Oh, they were pushing everyone about, weren't they? In a very jostling way. Yeah.
Yes, many things were jostled.
Oh.
People's hairs were messed up. So bad.
Yeah, pulled one of his trouser pockets out. It's basically like when Thingy's dad gets kicked out of the bank in Mary Poppins.
I don't know what reference I was expecting, but not that. I think we had Kevin Knight stealing one from Archer.
Yeah, which was nice. I mean, Kevin Knight just showing up and just doing cool shit. I'm 100% behind. There was a bit between Chris and Jamie about their match this week now.
Yep.
Which, God, I hope it's fucking stiff. I just want to see them knock lumps out of each other.
Yeah.
Tony read out a letter from FTR, and Nigel accepted it, and then Tony just went mental at him. And I'm liking this weird bit.
Dynamic.
We got Josh Alexander and Takeshita against Ishii and Rocky Romero. I believe we've got Roppongi Vice back now as well.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Because Rocky kind of turned heel at the end of it, and then
because Trent's back and
Trent turned up. Yeah, so that'd be good.
I mean, you're a brave man fighting Ishii.
I assume my fist would just bounce off.
Yeah, I assume it's just like punching a golem. Yeah, not the little Lord of the Rings guy.
I thought that initially. When I golem.
Right. Megan Bain killed a woman.
Probably 2 women.
Oh yeah. I don't even remember the other woman being there, to be honest, because it was over and done with. It was. I
always just check my notes. I was like, oh yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, she hit a double suplex, didn't she? That's I've forgotten.
Adam Cole and Claudio, which is mostly notable for Claudio trying to kill the commentary. Nigel.
Yeah, I mean, Nigel versus Claudio, yeah, any day of the week. Paragon, Adam Cole.
What was that a thing?
He's part of Paragon now, apparently.
They've changed the names, yeah.
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 So they're no longer like the undisputed.
Was that too close to previous copyright? Is that what's happened?
I don't know, but I had visions of the Pinnacle and the Paragon, and I'm just oh man, just short-lived factions.
The Pinnacle and the Paragon picked the pepper.
There was a luchador match.
Oh yeah, LFI just murdered some people.
Well, yeah, basically, Roosh just killed a man. Which I'm all for.
Not a man in front of us for entertainment. That's what we pay for.
That's what I pay for. But yeah, like LFI again, get them against trios champions. Like
yes, just get doing
Roosh
something.
Trying to kill Joe, and Joe just like trying to strangle him with a cable, and Joe just walking it off, like with him dangling on his back, or ploughing a field as he goes up. Like
I love that.
And then Commander against Nick Wayne for the Ring of Honor TV Championship.
You knew Commander was losing this as soon as it announced Nick Wayne was going rest of Super Juniors. You're like, well, he's going to go over as a champion, and he's going to go for a belt.
Yeah.
And also storyline-wise, Christian's the one who's got in that spot.
Yep, that's true.
It is, yeah. Sorry, Commander, you did well in your 3-week reign.
Was it 3 weeks? Yeah, was that all it was? I can't
It was very short, wasn't it?
Can't remember when he won it.
It was just to get it off, yeah. And then Harley Cameron and Mercedes against Chris Statlander and Julia Hart.
More mini money.
I fucking love this.
She tagged the puppet in and threw it.
She tagged the puppet in, and Mercedes was having a breakdown. She brought the puppet out to cheer her up, which is the exact opposite as what I want. Is it like a sarcastic puppet version of myself giving me encouragement? But I don't know.
I didn't know this is what I wanted, but this is what I want.
I mean, I kind of want Harley and Mercedes to become best friends.
Yeah.
In a sort of MJF Adam Cole way.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing, but it never ending.
We never get the
turn. No, they just become best friends forever and go to Iron Apple on holidays. Like it's
unconventional, but I'm not saying I'm opposed to it.
They should just wear her down with friendship. Like just
yeah.
But yeah. Chris and Julia won, and Jamie was watching at the weird angle backstage.
Oh, wasn't this the one where was this after at some point the announce table got smashed and Tony Storm was there and she's like, wasn't there a table here before?
Possibly, yes. Again, it's thrown my week out with it being on early because of all the other wrestling I've watched this weekend.
I've watched so much wrestling, it just feels like weeks ago.
Yeah. The weekend has ruined my brain for other things. But yeah, no, 2 good shows apart from the one thing. Which I thoroughly enjoyed it. The stories there that I'm invested in now. There's nothing that I really don't like. I'm back on 100% on AEW on board, and that's Joe's thumb up of the week.
I'm back too. I'm
new section. It's not a section.
I mean, Simon Miller will be suing us if it is. So
no, I said thumbs up, not golden up. All right then. It's finger guns. I don't know.
No way.
It's Joe's lock.
Jay White's gonna.
Oh fucking everything's taken, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just eat an onion every week. But yeah,
if you do that, we're going to need to make this a video podcast, and I ain't got time for that.
No. I'll have to put my clothes on.
Yes, Mania. Yeah, no point in doing all SmackDown. The only thing to mention is Seth started with a tremendous promo, which then kind of forecast what was coming on. He really has been the MVP of the last couple of weeks, which we talked about last week. Paul said it really well to me, actually. He said, should have been one night.
Yep.
And then when I was reflecting on him, I was like, night 1 was like, okay, slightly disappointing undercard, all-time main event. Night 2 was pretty good undercard, one of the worst main events.
How dare you?
They kind of went the opposite way. So not going through all the matches, just going to give out some honourable mentions to Cargill and Naomi. It was nice to see them being featured in the top story. The hilarity of Cargill's entrance and the weather report guy doing the storm is coming.
I'm assuming he was a local weather guy or something, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know who that is. I thought it would have been funny if they got the "It's raining sideways" guy off Family Guy. But...
it was funny, but shout out to them. That non-title singles women match.
But beat the
First time
hell
I
out of
think
each
we said
other.
last year in 20 odd years. Beat the hell out of each other. Whatever that move that Cargill did towards the end, just before she did a jaded finisher.
Oh yeah. No, again, it just
Nuts.
like stories that made sense.
Yeah, Bulldog off the top, counter Bulldog from Naomi. It was just good. And my only worry is don't push down Naomi now. Like, build them both up
Keep her
alongside
there,
each other.
She's a legitimate threat.
So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Jacob Fatu getting one of the loudest pops of night one, winning the championship. Remember, he's a heel in that.
By killing an old man.
What we all wanted. We all wanted.
As soon as he came out, I was like, kill him. Yeah, because that's what you want. I want Jacob Fatu just to kill everyone, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his reign. The fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental was Dom did it, and that the reaction was actually kind of warmed my heart a little bit, because that bit when he's going up the ramp and they're still cheering and he runs back in like that felt like I'm going to embrace this moment.
Yeah,
and I thought it was a good match. Ironically, I complained about like the multi-man matches, and I did say they're all going to be fantastic. The Bills just being shit. The multi-man matches were the ones that pretty much saved the show.
Yeah,
really, when you look at it. Yeah, this was great, and I think Dom's going to be fun. He actually wrestled Penta on Raw 1-on-1, and he beat him.
Okay.
JD McDonough made his return and pushed Penta off the top rope, which
so he still won by cheating though.
Yeah, but they had a good old 10-15 minutes before that where Dom's a very good wrestler now. He is.
Yeah, I know. Only took him 5 years.
Yeah, that's it. There's no time.
He shouldn't have been there when he was there.
Yeah. No.
If he wasn't Eddie Guerrero's son, it would be completely different.
And he came in the pandemic as well, which is easy to forget.
Which sucked.
McIntyre Priest was fun. That Claymore that ended it. That was gnarly. That was gnarly.
I love the fact, like it felt like Priest never really got out from underneath him. And I kind of like when you get Angry Drew. And it's just an assault of Scottishness, but also the still bored at work picture fucking made me laugh as well. Like,
oh yeah, round 2, which was great. And then focusing on a couple of matches. So the opening match of night 1, Gunther and Jay, it felt a bit off.
Boo.
We thought Jay would win, and Triple H has said a lot of shit this week. One thing I would agree on, like. Well, he said it as a comment which came down badly, but then when he re-explained himself, I know what he's mean. He basically went, the internet's not real. I was like, that's quite funny. She putting this interview out on an internet platform. But he was talking about Jay, and he was like, he's over. He said, you'll go online and you'll see people who moaned about him winning the Royal Rumble. So go to an arena, go and watch.
That was apparent at the Rumble, like the reaction from the crowd when he won it. I was sitting there like, I don't get it, but people, that doesn't mean make it wrong. Like
it's not like WWE haven't got a history of piping in chants and cheers.
No, but that is not.
Oh no,
that's genuine.
When you've got an arena full of people going yeet.
It might have been Backlash, the one in Leon. And I remember whatever it was, and you watched it, Joe, and you just went, fucking hell, he's over. Because you hadn't seen it, you just heard.
No, I've heard bits of it. Yeah. Oh, no, I get it. I just don't. I just don't think he should have beat Gunther.
Triple H's stuff, I got. He didn't explain it well, and then when he said it again in that sense, I was like, yeah. And he did defend it, and I would also like to. He went, is Jey Uso the best worker? Is he the best wrestler? No. Is he the most athletic? No. Has he got a connection?
Yeah.
That evokes emotion? Yes. And he's like, ultimately, wrestling is about emotion. And for people to belittle him down to one word when he has wrestled for 20 odd years and in a tag team that will go down in the history books, not as one of the best, but will go down. And to break out of that, how many people break out and become a single star?
The tag team, yeah.
That buy-in from the crowd, and he's not going out and playing a character. That's just what he's like. You see him when Yeet came because he came out to a press conference drunk as himself, not as go out and say this word. And I kind of want to defend.
I forgot that's where it came from.
Yeah. He's moving that chair hilariously slowly.
Oh yeah, it was the funniest press conference. I just I forgot that's where
we may
Yeet
have
came
imbibed some
Yeah.
libations backstage.
Yeah. We forgot we were doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was drunk on the Hall of Fame the night before, like going in. He fell asleep. He had glasses on. He fell asleep during it. But he was drunk on the red carpet going in. And they were like, "What's your plan for tomorrow?" He's like, "He said, I don't know." He said, "What have I got?" Like, "I've got 2, 3, maybe 4 moves. I'll see what I can do with them."
No, I get it. It's all about that connection with people and
Yeah.
stuff. But I have a feeling that Yeet will become an albatross around his neck.
Yeah, well, but he's shown when he did the pros when he basically told the crowd stop eating because this bit's serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of bothered me the amount of people who belittle him. I'm like, you get in a fucking wrestling ring then, and then you can start spotting you.
No,
Again,
I-
my one bit that annoyed me was that when Gunther had him in a submission, he just sort of lay there.
He did it?
Didn't try and fight out of it. Didn't try and get there. He just lay there, and I was like,
yeah.
"Do something."
Yeah,
No, my
no,
one
I
issue
agree with
is Gunther tapping. I don't know. I didn't
liked
buy
it.
it.
I liked it, but I didn't. I liked it in the storyline sense because that's what he did to Jimmy. And
Sure, but
the last time Gunther was put in that was by Dragunov, and he tapped really quickly. So it's kind of an in-character thing of, I'm fucked with this. I don't think it was submissions.
His one weakness, yeah.
What I didn't like was it just happened. Like,
yeah, I think that's more what I'm saying. It just didn't. It just sort of felt like it.
It just ended, didn't it? It was like a bit of a struggle.
That was the thing. There was no. They could have done the arm. I like the arm.
I love the arm. Yeah,
we don't get the arm enough nowadays.
Yeah.
2, 3, because it's dumb. Why would you be unconscious for 2 and then the third one you wake up? It's stupid, and I love it.
You're recharging your health.
I think it's pumping blood into your heart. That's what it's doing. Like. But nah, it's not. But we just don't get it enough anymore.
No,
I always enjoy it.
And I like Dave Gunther had put him in it, and he was about to go, and then Jimmy appeared at kind of ringside, like, "No, you got this," and that kind of gives him the Hulk moment,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Just summer. It just felt a really flat ending.
It was flat. That's a great word for it. It was
yeah.
It was flattening.
Because I enjoyed watching Gunther knock the fuck out of him, like because the boy can sell.
Yeah.
Didn't he powerbomb Gunther as well?
Yeah,
he lifted him up and he hit the powerbomb, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Okay, it was a good. I mean, it was a good match.
And not
that
many super kicks either. So
I think he was told.
People who say that's how they do. He came out on Raw, huge pops, and as he's doing his like, they did a really good video package to one of the ones that's showing him as a kid and blending into it to now. Sammy came out and just hugged him. And he's like, "I'm so proud of you." It was a really nice. He just had a nice celebration on Raw. But they did linger when Jay was up on the ropes celebrating and Sammy was behind. They lingered so long. You went, is he gonna turn on Jay? And there was no indication that he would, but that just kind of lingering made you go, is that something down the line? And then Jimmy came out, and it was just a nice celebration. So I think it'll be a short reign, and I think that's okay. But
yeah.
And that's the other thing. If it flops, it flops. You move on. But for a company that gets criticised, they don't try and do anything with anyone else. They're trying something different.
No. Again, the ending was just. I was like, all right, it's done. No. Because up until that point, I was having a laugh with it. It was great.
Yeah.
And then
I don't disagree on the matter. I'm just saying the whole discourse around Jay.
Let's see what happens with him.
Disturbing.
No, I only have a go at Jay because it annoys your lad.
Yeah.
Like I said, 90% of my life is just based on hatred of other people.
I doubt if people enjoy something.
No.
I'm only kidding.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what proper wrestling is. No. Again, he's a kid. Kids are out and likes it. He really liked the main event for some reason.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Of night 2. And I thought, he's only young. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
Thoughts and feelings on the Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton match?
Oh, man, you can see Charlotte did not want to be there.
Yeah, that was stiff.
Face like yesterday slapped ass. Yeah.
I think there was, either things went wrong or it was a bit stiff or a bit scrappy. It kind of added to it, with a promo and that. It was
Tiffany's
like
face looked a bit bruised at the end, didn't it?
It did. It was
some scuffing.
Laid it on a bit thick.
A chipped tooth.
Really?
Something was wrong. She was bleeding from her gums, and her tooth looked like it had lost a bit.
That's not
good. She said she had started all her teeth, but she didn't say whether she chipped it or not. So
yeah, she hadn't lost one. It looked like she might have chipped one.
Yeah.
This kind of for me reflected the promo in that it was so bad, but I couldn't look away.
There was moments of good in there, but then immediately it went back to like kind of Sandbag Jones. And I was like, come on.
Saying what I said about the promo, it's almost like so bad that it's art. Like it's sort of like flips back around to being
it's
good.
It's like Sharknado 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the promo had me invested, and
I wasn't invested at all.
I was actually edging my seat for this because I was like, please don't lose. Do not give it to Charlotte. And
I was thinking, like, maybe that promo was a massive, massive work. Like some weird meta thing of them being so shit to make everyone want to watch it. It's not. But I don't know. I kind of felt bad for Tiffany because like it felt like she was trying her best against a woman who was being held there with a fucking sniper rifle trained on her. And it went 20 fucking minutes.
Was it 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably because it took them that long to get into position for moves, I think, for a lot of it.
Apparently she's been looked on quite favourably backstage, straightening the whole thing because she knows she went too far, and she knew she went out there and she took her receipts.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
She did the job, and she.
I get it. It wasn't a terrible match. It was just one of those weird.
It was mad.
Weird curiosities that I'm going to look back on for many years as just.
Wonder what happened.
I
like their entrance. I like the Barbie entrance. Well, that was quite fun.
Yeah, I can't believe we're still doing that. I thought she got rid of the whole Barbie thing after NXT, but whatever.
The technology on it was good fun. Speaking of the women, so a couple of bad things now. Bailey got written off the show.
Absolutely screwed over.
On the pre-show of night one. And then, 24 hours to find a partner, which everyone was like, well, that's Becky Lynch, isn't it?
Bailey.
Yeah.
Becky came out. I'm like, they should have just done that. Like, I think Becky and Lyra team made so much sense. It's Lyra's literal hero going up. Lyra's face, just when Becky's coming down.
Oh no, that was lovely. Even though she had big bird arms on. Like, I'm kind of like, oh, it's your dream come true, but also it's a nightmare because you've got bird arms, like the magic finger.
Yeah. I mean, I'm big, having seen Lyra in Dublin, like, huge fan.
Oh, she looks fucking great. Like, she's a great wrestler.
Obviously, her dream come true. Brilliant moment. Really good match. Just why screw Bailey? I don't understand. I love Bailey. She's so good. There's no need for it. What happened to her and Roxanne Perez? Did that ever go anywhere?
So,
don't worry about it.
I can see where the story's going after Raw, but it didn't. They had other options they could have gone with. So they won, new tag champions. They had a rematch in Raw. They dropped the title straight back.
What?
To live in Raquel. Yeah.
Oh, so fuck off!
They had a
I'm
rematch.
done. Nah, fuck it.
Oh
End
no,
the call, mate.
Go fuck yourself.
Could at least have done it at Backlash, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake! I can't believe I'm wasting my time.
Now.
I stayed up till 4 a.m. watching this bullshit.
Who got the pin? Did Becky get the pin?
Yeah, because Lyra couldn't lie down because she had all that shit on her head.
Right, yeah, so Becky's got the pin, Becky's won it. They have a rematch. The rematch, potentially better, to be honest. It was really, really good. Lyra is the one who took the pin. That then led to Becky. Becky beat the ever-loving shit out of Lyra. Give her 3 of them manhandle slams. I mean, the crowd was chanting one more time, so they were fully on board with Becky doing this.
Oh, no.
So I can see this. I can see Backlash them being. So what I like about that is there's an intercontinental feud now set up. That's Becky, and this is what I'm saying. I like where we're going.
No.
I don't like how we got there, right? Because that title is now going to have a proper feud. Becky and Lyra. It's going to be I imagine that's a Backlash match. I imagine that in the background, Bailey was attacked by Becky, and then you've got that there as well. But you just mentioned Roxanne. What would have made the world of sense? Bailey and Roxanne have a match because that's been there. Bring Becky back a week or two before. Build that connection up. We know that she's there.
Is Bailey not injured, and that's why they wrote her off?
No, she's not injured.
Why did they get rid of the Grand Americano against Rey Fenix and just have fucking Roxanne Perez kick fuck out of her?
So the only
wouldn't compete on night 2.
The only other thing I can see is that the person who beat her up was Roxanne, and then that's.
Why is it women always beating up
Why
women?
wasn't that a WrestleMania match?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That should have been a WrestleMania match. Becky should have been back a week or two before.
And then I have to sit through 8 minutes of shit luchador wrestling.
So
congratulations, WWE. I was actually really positive on something, and now I feel like
you've took it
a
away.
waste of everyone's time. Go fuck yourselves.
You wasted my time.
That Raw
I was
segment.
up till 4 a.m. 2 nights in a row.
So was I. Don't worry. I had people in the front room. I had to sit there with headphones on watching it in the back room like a wrestling hobbit, right?
It felt. I can't remember what the AEW. I think it was Kenny and Will, when the whole like, I'm not forgiving you, and then 30 minutes later they're attacking.
But
And we
best
said
mates. Yeah.
3 weeks of story in 30 minutes. It feels like they rushed through in 24 hours, a week's worth of story with Becky and Lyra.
Yeah.
And I like the story. I do not like how they got there at the sacrifice of Bayley.
I wouldn't mind this so
winning a
much
belt
if
and
they
dropping it
dropped
back.
a backlash.
Just next week even.
It's fucking the next night.
Yeah. Backlash is only 3 weeks away. They didn't have to wait long. But I imagine they want the Intercontinental feud there. But Becky would have been back for a few weeks, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's bewildering. Let's move on because we spent far too much time talking about it.
Going because I'm not ending on this one. The night 2 main event was Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the
match I've called. Well, that was a thing.
It was 3 a.m. I was like, I'm really fucking tired, but there's only one match left. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to stay up and ruin tomorrow. It's going to be worth it. It was not fucking worth it.
No. It did not make any sense. Why did Corky Peters come down very slowly to the ring? I don't know his name. What's it? Maximum Jazz?
Travis Scott.
Yeah, whatever. Travis Scott, right.
Why
did he come down to the ring and do now?
The worst part about Travis Scott, he's not for me. He's not aimed at me. That's fine. And I get it because your lad said it's his favourite part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. It's not aimed at me. My problem is that Cena was winning at the time, and he took so long coming down to the ring, but Cody got the advantage back.
Cody got up, grew a beard, shaved it, went to university, got a degree.
Yeah, I don't mind that I don't know who he is. I just make him have something good to do.
He came down and did nothing. He got on the apron, mildly distracted Cody, which Cena didn't take advantage of, and then just hoofed him in the stones anyway. It was the most.
Don't forget, Cody got his receipt in by doing the crossroads, not being able to punch him square in the face like he got.
Santa at the picnic, but
yeah, but the crossroads is, you just don't jump up.
One might kill a normal boy. You don't know.
I don't think so.
He sold it well, to be fair, but he just did not need to be there. It felt just fucking weird. Like, I don't know. And then just the fact that it was basically Cena spamming attitude adjustments from various locations. Like,
there is a number of
there were
people.
4 or 5. I was counting them with Discord.
Yeah, with a Avalanche one as well, weren't there? There was a number of people who were saying, well, he said he was going to ruin wrestling, and that's what he went and did. I was like, your brainworms cannot be that deep that you're... Because if you're saying that, you're basically saying, now John Cena is going to spend 8 months giving you the worst matches you've ever seen in your life, and that's exactly
that would
what
be
we're going for.
Funny as fuck.
It
Don't
would.
get me wrong. If he just comes out and just does fucking like his shoulder tackle, attitude adjustments, and the fucking wanking in his face thing, then I'm all for it because you wanted this, and this is what you're getting.
Simon Miller, I'm going to split the match into 2 parts, the match and that finish. So Simon Miller was actually saying he enjoyed the match part from the sense of he obviously has to wrestle like a heel now. It's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah.
The fact he was basically doing 80s, 90s wrestlers moves, double axe handle slams off the top, and wrestling in a really 80s, 90s way deliberately. And Miller was as a wrestler, he kind of enjoyed that aspect, but it's slow. It is boring.
Oh no, I get it, but Cody wrestled slow and boring as well, and I think the two of them, it was like watching 2 glaciers trying to make the first move. Like.
I watched it and 5 minutes.
Glaciers, it's fine.
5 minutes in, I was like, "Oh, this is a match of someone who doesn't want to get hurt because they've got the movies."
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Cody got his flicks in, but
more on the stuff Cena took, and then when it finished, I was like, the 3 minutes between Cena and Punk in the Elimination Chamber, that they had a little mini match.
Yeah, that was good.
Miles better than this whole thing. So yeah, but normally you expect a slow start, and then they build to a crescendo. You had a slow start that built to an even slower and shitter end, and I thought Cody looked like an absolute chump.
John, to paraphrase John, why was Cody surprised that the man who kicked him in the balls kicked him in the balls again?
He seemed genuinely shocked.
He seemed genuinely shook by it, and I was like, he's already done it once. You should have hit him with the belt.
Well, at least throw the belt down and move out of ball kicking range. I don't know.
Yeah, anticipate what's coming.
Do you remember those people that went around in COVID with like the 2-meter hoop around them? Yeah. Is that what you're thinking of? It's just like an active ball kicking range.
This is the range you can kick from the balls.
To be fair, the only thing I liked about the finish was on SmackDown. There was a promo between the two, and basically Cena called the end. And because the crowd were booing Cody.
He's even telling us how he's going to win.
Yeah, they
this
did.
This is the stupidest timeline.
But it was really in response to the crowd because the crowd started booing. It was very good. Cody was getting booed, and within the space of a minute, he turned a whole sea of boos into a sea of cheers.
Wait,
and he
Cody was
just
getting
didn't flinch.
booed? Is that-
He was massively.
He's
Are we
got very
getting the
bootable bollocks.
Are we going back to the AEW timeline of Cody being booed? Please at that.
He brought out some digital scales, and everyone was like, "Fuck."
We'll see. Mania crowds are a bit different, but he was.
Yeah.
And Cena had made the point to him. He went, so this is who you're fighting for. These are the people you're fighting for. He said, there's going to come a time when you have to make a choice of doing something for them because you think it's right and actually doing what you need to do. And that moment when he refused to hit him with the belt played into that, and I appreciated that in the story law.
No,
he shouldn't be surprised. He looked like an idiot, and what really and I hadn't thought of it until I saw someone say it, is he beat Kevin Owens by crossroading him onto a chair or the belt. I can't remember which one. He threw that chair or belt out of the ring because he knew he'd done wrong, and that's what kind of kicked off this whole Kevin Owens like psychotic turn on Cody. So he's shown he'll do dirty stuff. It's not like he's never done anything dirty.
No, it's not like but it's only when he thinks he's not going to get caught like a child. Yeah. I don't know. I will say
Travis Scott Elimination Chamber, because I said it was this is what you can have. You can have the glitz and glamour and the stars, but Cody's reign ending because of a 110-pound rapper comes out when you've already been dominated by John Cena.
Yep.
It threw a lot out of the window for Cody and what they did for him last year.
No, it's fine. I'm sure he'll bounce back. It was just such a fucking non-event.
The Rock needed to be there. That's end of. The Rock needed to be there.
I watched it and I was like, all right. Oh, they're putting the credits thing up at the end. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe we're going to... No, it's finished. Yep, it's finished.
I've said this before. What was the point of The Rock doing that whole thing then? Because he's not playing a part in anything.
Well, he's pulled back the curtain. Something isn't right in the creative in terms of Rock, Triple H, and that there really isn't.
You'll have to watch I Believe to find out what happens in the writing room, or whatever it's called.
You won't see The Rock there. Yeah, so obviously this happened. I'll be honest.
See that manatee pushing the balls into the fucking tubes.
When Travis Scott's music hit, I sat up. Not because it was Travis Scott, but I was like, oh, right, here we go. We're getting to the...
I thought someone's going to happen. He's going to come down with a chair or a howitzer or something. Do something interesting.
A howitzer would be interesting.
You know what I mean?
Because the Elimination Chamber, his music hit, and then it blended into the Rocks, if you remember.
Yeah.
Sure,
man.
He just walked out. Like, there's no Rock. And
we just got a very thin man walking to the ring like he had rickets. Like, it took so long.
Yes, but then obviously a huge backlash, rightly so. And then The Rock was like, oh, maybe he will appear on Raw. He did not appear on Raw. And then it was announced he was appearing on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. And effectively what he did on that show was distance himself from all creative to do with that match by saying the North Star was John Cena winning the 17th. And I have zero problems with John Cena winning the 17th. I like it. I like the idea of him like trying to save
doing
the
it as
company
a
from
heel.
him.
Yeah.
He was like, that was the North Star. That's what we wanted to get to. And he went, I absolutely love that. And then he was like, I would have finessed how we got there. And he was like, I didn't even know Travis was going to be there. And as soon as Travis appears, everyone then expects me. And he was basically saying Travis Scott shouldn't have been there doing that. And he properly distanced himself from creative. He said the only reason for the Soul story was because Elimination Chamber tickets weren't selling very quickly. So Ari Emanuel had rang him and said, what can we do to make this show sell and make it put eyes on it? And he was like, let me get back to you. And that's where the Soul story came from.
Let me turn up and yell about Cody's soul for 3 weeks.
Yes. He then went on to confirm it might have been a Dave Meltzer report, actually, that he wanted Cody to turn it. He wanted Cody to actually sell his soul. And the whole point of that promo was a litmus test of how will the crowd react to Cody maybe being a heel. And he was like, he said the reaction was a lot of people wanting him to do it. And then he basically went, down the line, he can turn heel. So basically spoiled that Cody will be a heel down the line and then turn back to a babyface. And then he said Triple H is the one who came up with Cena. So he kind of laid out this was a reaction to poor ticket sales. And then he went, after Elimination Chamber, he said, I rang them and went, well, Final Boss's work here is done now. I've laid the groundwork. You take it home. It doesn't need to be about me anymore. It's about you. It's about Cena. Completely neglecting the fact you're the biggest thing that this is all happening. You could have turned Cena.
Oh my God! Like, Rocky's going full Hogan, isn't he? With just his bullshit stories.
Yeah, that's absolute bollocks.
They could have just turned Cena at Mania.
I went away on my unicorn, and it was.
They could have turned Cena at Chamber if they wanted to. The Rock didn't have to be there yelling about souls if he's not going to do anything about it. Like,
no,
he said we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it at some point down the future. But yeah, it felt like he distanced himself from creative. Triple H gave the longest Hall of Fame speech, 1 hour and 7 minutes. Do you know whose name he didn't mention in that whole time? The Rock.
Ooh,
he gave an 1 hour and 7 minutes speech.
Yep.
Fuck me, I'm so glad I didn't
Leonard
watch
Rossiter.
And he did not mention once the name The Rock. So I feel like he does come in, he just throws bombs everywhere, and Triple H is left trying to pick up things, and it's shite. But Cena's next feud, he came out on Raw. I quite liked it. He went, I had 36 dates, and then 36 came up on the screen. And then he was like, and he listed all the cities he's been, and then he was counting down. So he's left with 27 or 26 dates left. And he was basically like, and then I'm gone. I'm taking the championship with me. You're going to have to make a new one. You're going to have to start afresh. I'm going. And then he posed with it. He said, get your cameras because you're not going to want to miss this. He put up the pose, and Randy Orton slithered in and RKO'd him. So that's going to be the match at Backlash.
I'm all right with that.
It's in St. Louis as well, Backlash, which is where Randy's from. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think the build will be good, but the match, if you think Cody and Cena was slow, Randy Orton and John Cena for 2025 is not going to be a workman's show.
I'm going to make some plaster of Paris, and hopefully that'll set by the time the match is fucking finished.
Yeah. I'd finish on 2 positives. Probably one of the best modern opening matches of a WrestleMania was Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. So that was phenomenal.
That was delightful. It was a lovely, lovely, lovely match. Even my brother went, that was really good. Like, he genuinely was like, yeah. I mean, as soon as Io Sky got dropped onto that corner post, I'm like, well, she's coming off that in a second.
As soon as even the lead up like to the bell ringing, I was almost like she's being pushed to the back a lot. Like, you know, she's not the focus.
That's been the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was so apparent that I was like, she's winning this. And then as soon as she was left on that.
But again, it was a good triple threat because all 3 of them were involved for huge swathes of it.
Yeah.
It didn't fall into the trap of one roll in, one roll out. Like, they were doing weird triple set bits and stuff. And it was fucking brilliant. Genuinely.
That bit when she went for the over the moonsault into the knees of Rhea and bounced straight up into a KOD.
Yeah, that was great.
I both didn't like that and loved it at the same time.
I just fucking, again, like, that's how you do an opening match to a Mania.
Yeah. The stakes, the crowd.
Well, not that. Just like the opening match on the other night was Jey Uso against Gunther, which was long and left me. And then it went into the New Day against 2 people from Clash of Clans, Kings, Kongs. Like, see what I mean? And then this went from Io Sky into Drew McIntyre into the men's 4-way. Like, that's a fucking run there. It was just really good. Fucking fair play to everyone involved in it. It was, I'm probably going to say, best match of the weekend.
Yeah, I think, I've said it early on. I think there was a 1A and a 1B, and I don't mind either which way around you go. As a wrestling match, I think this was the best one. As a wrestling music match.
Yeah, definitely.
On Raw, just pure love. Crowd were chanting for her. She was beaming, and she got to cut a promo there in the middle of that ring, and she was saying this was the best moment of my career, and it means so much to her. She obviously spoke in Japanese as well. She's the first Japanese person in 27 years to win a match at WrestleMania.
Oh, wow.
Shinsuke's like 0-4.
Shinsuke's never won, no.
It was 0-2 or 0-3. She was allowed to come out and do that. She doesn't often get promos like that where it's just her. Crowd were absolutely lapping it up and really happy for her. And then probably my biggest pop of Raw, Stephanie McCure's music hit. I was like, Jesus Christ. She comes down with her NXT title. She's then cutting a promo in native tongue and in English at each other. They're both showing mad respect for each other, and Steph's basically like, well, you're the best. I want to wrestle the best. And they had a match. They had a match there on Raw, which was phenomenal. It was absolutely incredible. I thought, this can't end clean because I can't see the NXT Women's Championship.
Either one of them going to go, yeah.
And it didn't because, what was the ordering? You basically had Julia come out, Roxanne come out, then Rhea Ripley come out to kind of beat them. You had a Julia and Rhea stir off. And I was just like, fuck me. The amount of talent that was there in that ring at that one point was absolutely crazy. So Roxanne appeared here. I was like, Christ, it could have been on Mania. But I just did not expect to see Stephanie there on Raw. The crowd went nuts for her. Like, she is a megastar. Like, she is absolutely made there because, yeah, she's proper over. That match was tremendous. Io and Stephanie. Obviously not a clean finish, but it was tremendous. And then the last match was it should have been flipped when you look at the whole show. If you're going to end Cena like that, that should have been night one main event, because this was a proper main event. The triple threat between Rollins, Punk, and Roman, and I think as 3 separate entrances, they were all incredible. Seth's black and white shift to gear was fun. That picture of him with a flamethrower as he's on fire.
What was it? Someone said Seth Rollins firing a flamethrower at Digital Fire pretty much sums up his career in WWE. And I thought, that's a bit harsh. But also, it was. They were all good, and even Roman's one I stayed awake through.
Yeah, well, he's quite quick now. Actually, he's a lot.
Yeah, because he's not champ, isn't he? So it's hard to be menacing when you've got nothing around your waist, when you've got no champion. Also,
nothing to hold up. Yeah,
they're now called cummerbuns as well. Katie spent the entire evening calling them championship cummerbuns. So
isn't that from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
It is from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but she would not let it go. So much so when the belts changed hands with shenanigans, she was like, "Cummerbuns." Yeah. She figured out you can turn anything into a 3 or 4 word chant, 4-syllable chant if you try hard enough.
Yeah. I think it was only sending it to you because I said, "Did you see Roman's entrance?" Because I like them floating cards. I had the pictures of the whole family. I thought that was really nice, and it was only when I sent it to you I was like, "Oh, right." Joe and I is honouring his family. He's honouring the fact that Aka and Sika died last year, and they were there prominently. That his family couldn't come to Mania last year because they were looking after them when they were poorly. But then I was like, in character, he's walking out alone for the first time, and in character, that was him going, "These are with me." And I thought that's pretty beautiful. And then I thought Punk's entrance with This Fire Burns and that video package recreating his first ever promo in WWE, I thought that was really powerful as well. I don't know if you've seen the video of the arena all singing This Fire Burns as that video package is playing.
No, I've not seen that.
Which is good. And Punk's talked about it. He said he basically, I know you don't like him and etc. Like this is a man's dream. He wanted to do this, and he said he spent most of the day crying. And while that video package was playing, he said he had to leave Gorilla because he was getting emotional. Just kind of seeing himself from all that time ago, saying this is what I wanted to do. And then Living Colour, there they were. Fucking rock stars.
Oh man, it was good.
Mid singing.
Yeah, I know. It was good. I mean, we're also missing the fact that we got Kerry King from Slayer bringing Damian Priest out as well.
Yeah, yes.
In a long and bizarre intro.
Yes, it was.
It was quite
meant to
long
say
and
that.
bizarre.
Because my other, not to take away from the main event of it, but when they cut to people in the crowd, you get 10, 15 seconds, right? They were holding them for 30, 40 seconds, and people were going,
What do I do?
what do I do? I don't know.
I've run out of reactions now.
Yeah,
They're always uncomfortable.
But again, the Damian Priest intro felt like the same thing because Damian Priest was going, yeah, for way too long. At Kerry King just going, woo, woo, woo. It was just like, lads, there's faders on that sound desk. Pull them down, right? He'll fuck off in the end.
Entrance, so it was good.
Oh, it was cool as hell, but it just went on for ages, so long that I was like, I don't think he's ever leaving.
No. Speaking of the crowd, while we're on the tangent, pissed Stone Cold driving in, knocking that woman over.
Yes.
Have you seen the video of him trying to drive up the ramp?
No, he left it, didn't he? I thought he just left.
I thought he left it.
Oh my god! So
because I saw.
Go on. He's mute. I remember when his music hit, and I thought he's taking a while to pop up out here. And obviously, he came up on the quad. But someone's filmed him driving around from the back to head up the ramp, and he completely misses the ramp and just crashes headfirst into the bottom of the stage.
Yay!
Okay, so
let's let him.
So the signs were there, is what we're saying.
Let's let him keep going. Woo!
When he was driving, I was like, he's going really fast.
I thought he's going really fast round that. It's a tight turn because you got stairs and that. And then he just whammed into that lass, and I thought, oh,
she had a delayed fall, I will say.
I know, but I like the fact that Cold Stephen went round and came back, and immediately the Vulture's fucking lawyers had descended. Yeah. Please don't sue us, we're underdogs.
Yeah, Nick Cannon was there.
Ignore our profits we announced recently.
Would you like a Slim Jim? Or some people to shake juice at you? We could do that.
Would you like to be a playable character in Mark of the Wolves?
We're going to have a green shirt woman now, aren't we?
Yeah, she's going to be there forever. Yeah.
I just thought he went,
in that wall. Then he went, "Fuck it, I can't." He tried to reverse it out, and he went, "Balls, I'll just do it from here." Like,
And then he just went in the ring and started counting.
he just started counting, and then he left, and I was like, "That was a waste." Yes, that was a waste of a legend.
What a waste of my time.
I mean, that last was done all right, out of it, 'cause she's got front row seats forever now.
Yeah.
But,
when you look back on it, it was a good metaphor. I'm rubbish from English. It was a good metaphor for what was about to come in the main event to what you just witnessed.
yeah, you'd have promised the world, and it ended up crippling a woman.
So yeah, back to night one main event. Tremendous entrances. I thought the match. So when I say 1A and 1B, I thought as a pure like wrestling match, I don't think there's any comparison. Like Io and the women were out incredible. Punk in an interview, I think a couple of days earlier, had said if he had the pencil, he would have made them the main event. Just because of the match they're going to put on. I like this one because the story was strong.
In terms of storytelling, yeah.
And story. Everyone likes wrestling for different things. I really like the story. I'm happy to have a good match with a fantastic story than a excellent match with no story.
I think I'm the other way.
Yeah, and I thought the hitting the moves when it wasn't like we were just going to do moves for the sake of it. They're all done at a point, and don't know. And again, it wasn't the triple threat of I'm going to roll out. They were all doing bits together. And the psychology of it was good. Obviously, I was sat watching this with Paul, and I was like, Roman is the way he is because of Seth. And he's like, no, he's not. It's like, he 100% is. Like, Seth's betrayal is Roman's character and what it set him off on. And he's like,
we should watch that Super Air Patchwolf video.
Yeah.
2.5 hours long and entirely worth it.
Yeah,
mate,
I love that.
It's a beautiful, beautiful video, and I've watched it.
It is. The updated one's even better, isn't it? But then, funnily enough, as he was saying that, it was the point when Seth saying to him, "You've got no Mox." Love the fact he made sure Mox was called out because you can't talk about the Shield without him. Nope. You've got no me. You've got no Wiseman. You've got no Mox. You've got no one. It's always been us. We need to take him out. And I thought we were getting the Shield bomb, which everyone was like, "Oh, we're going to get the Shield bomb." And I love the fact that Roman went, "No, fuck you," and he punched Seth, and then he went murder mode. Absolutely murdered Punk because them new tables have not broke since January. No one's been able to break them, and he slammed Punk through it, and then he slammed Seth through it. Heyman's looking shit scared because he's shouting at Heyman like, "You're causing this." Some good false finishes there.
Fighting over Paul Heyman.
I know.
Unless you were a Seth collector.
The submission whole segment, the idea of Seth putting Punk in the sharpshooter.
He won't like that, the bollocks.
Which I thought were fun. There was a bit when they all hit the finishers within about 5 seconds, and it was very smoothly done.
That was really nice. I did quite like that because it felt like everyone had built up enough fucking power, and everyone went right at the same time. Oh fuck, we fucked it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I thought as a match it was good, story driven, and then you got to finish when Heyman got the chair. So he looked at Punk and Roman's. My favourite tweet was, when Seth stood on the stage and he's illuminated by just white lights before his music restarts. So I put, fun fact, Seth is being illuminated by Roman's teeth at this.
Oh, leave his teeth alone. He paid for them.
But yeah, I was at pause watching this. As soon as he gave the chair to Punk and then got in the ring, I went, he's going with Seth. Straight away, he's going with Seth. Low blows Punk and shouts at Punk, you're not my friend. You've put me in the position. You've not treated me like a friend. You've put me in a position where I was going to piss off my tribal chief. You put me in a no-win position. He's done an interview afterwards where he said, I kept my word to Punk. All he wanted me to do was walk him down to that ring and stand in his corner. I did it. He put me in a shitty position. He then presents Reigns with a chair. Reigns is beaming. The look on Roman's face of pure joy I loved as well, because you could see that betrayal that he was expecting, and he's not got it. Obviously beats the shit out of Punk, and then I see Steph standing up, and I'm like, no, he's standing up in the old shield chair strike position there, isn't he? And then Heyman tells him to hit him, and not only gives him a low blow, but a little rectum. I don't know if you've seen his hand. He gives him a little. What's the fucking word?
I didn't see that. I wasn't checking for prostate exams.
No, I was.
That's the word.
I was half asleep at this point, and
Heyman's hand gets stuck underneath Roman, so he gives a low blow, but then he's trying to get it out, and it's like wiggling all around. Roman's junk.
He's got
it's funny.
Taint. Yeah,
it's funny as fuck. And then I just love the fact that Seth didn't even react. He just put his hand out like Roman does when he wants the mic, and got presented the chair, and then won. And I was like, yes, you've spent years with the bloodline, you spent years with that. You needed to freshen things up. This is how you do it. I thought it was well executed. Your thoughts?
Heyman in the groin has Heyman in the groin. Yeah.
Your thoughts on the execution of that finish and Seth being with Heyman?
I'm happy with it. It kind of makes sense. It gives Roman something because Roman is now truly alone.
Yeah.
He has nobody. He has no one. Like, he hasn't even got fucking Jimmy anymore, has he?
No, not got
No.
any. Because he's
no
still
one.
never said sorry to anyone.
No, he's never done his apology tour. So, and like, now Seth has proved that all the stuff he said, oh, he did all this to you and yet you teamed up with him and stuff. Fuck yous. Roman's on his own.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting to see how he rebuilds this, if he does rebuild this, or whether we just get the Roman shame spiral. Like, we just cut to him eating KFC with no top on in his car. Like,
main event next year needs to be Rollins and Reigns. Like, the fact that they have not had a Mania match is nuts.
I mean, let it build. Give it a year.
Yeah, they can do. So, that's how that went off. Heyman had done an interview where he kind of explained both of them. He was like, I've already said what he said about Punk. He's like, he's not my best friend. He put me in a position where he basically abused me. He put me in a position where he knew I was being used to piss off Roman Reigns, and it put me in a shit position. That's not what a best friend does. And then he was asked, well, what about Roman? Like, you betrayed him. You low-blowed him. And he was like, the Raw before, he said he pushed me to the ground. He put hands on me. He did that to me first.
Oh, yes, very roughly.
I was like, fair. So, end of Raw, to finish it off, Seth, and I like this, if this is what they're going to do going forward. Seth's not altered his dress. He's there in his yellow lemon suit, black vest. Heyman is wearing a tie to match the suit that Seth is wearing. So he's got a yellow tie on. I was like, that's a nice little touch. Please continue.
Nice little bit, yeah. He's always on board.
Seth does not get to start. The crowd are all chanting. There's a bit of thank you, Seth's going on. Just as he's about to start speaking, Punk comes out. He's wrapping the tape, ready. They just start fighting. Punk then puts hands on Heyman. He turns around. Heyman's like, you did this. But then Seth gorges his eyes out and stomps him into the ground. The show appears to be going off air with him standing over Punk, and then Heyman just says, I'm here with the best wrestler in the world, etc. And then Roman comes out. Roman gets his lick in. He throws Rollins out. He spears him, throws him out. He then Superman punches Heyman.
Heyman's going through a lot, isn't it?
He is going through a lot. He lines up the spear, and again, good camera work on this. As he runs to hit the spear, he gets speared himself, and it is Braun Breaker who then spears Roman through the barricade, as Sammy Miller would call it. And Rollins goes up to him and hugs him, and they are now together. And again, this isn't random. Heyman had an interaction with Breaker in 2023 in NXT. He had an interaction with Breaker on SmackDown last year, and he is publicly in interviews talked about him being someone he would love to work with. I like
need to give him someone. You need to give him a mouthpiece. Yeah.
And this
is he not good at talk?
No, he is not. But he's
no talk good.
But he can spear a man from 6 counties away.
Exactly.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
So it was an exciting way to end Raw because it's like okay,
that's
and I don't
right.
think
I'm into that. Yeah.
Finish
Again, it's gonna have to be Punk and Roman teaming up against him, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, so off her, they were shown just kind of staring at each other. So it's like Punk. I could see backlash being Punk Roman versus Breaker and Rollins. I don't know. It's only 3 weeks away, so they've got to do something quick. But I don't think they've finished building this group.
I just have Braun versus fucking Roman and have Braun just kill him.
Yeah.
Just absolutely murder him to death. And we just get lowest point Roman.
Yeah. I'm happy that they're building. It makes sense why he dropped the IC title because he's now a main event player. He's on the pinnacle
Jacob
now.
Fatu comes round and just starts stealing his mail, stuff like that. Just really fucking with him.
Yeah.
Stuff like
So
that.
the question is, who else is going to be? The two comparisons people have called it is like, what is before my time, the Dangerous Alliance, Paul Heyman's group from back in the day with Lex Luger and that. So it's like building another one of them. And the more modern one would be like Evolution, where Seth is Triple H.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is like Batista. So, I mean, there have been rumors that they could call Fraxium up into this because of Nathan Frazier's alliance with Seth in real life.
No, not Nathan.
Nathan.
No, he's
your
favourite
favourite from the review pods.
No.
There could be a reason Becky turned heel on this show.
Lex Luger went to a WrestleCon because he earned more money than he would have got from Mania. Just pointing that out.
Yeah. Never change, Lex.
Always in the business.
Yeah. So, that was that. It was a
long one.
This
I will say,
one.
but I mean, like the Mania in it, so.
Yeah.
Do you like Pat McAfee?
No.
I can't eat a full one.
Gunther choked him out.
Good.
He attacked Michael Cole and started choking him, and then Pat jumped him, and he went purple. His head was about to pop off. It was a good little bit, and all the commentary team left, and then Joe Test had to come out. His blazer was off, his shirt was untucked because he wasn't meant to be there.
They've just seen Claudio threatening fucking Nigel and gone, Pat McAfee used to be a wrestler, and you know that your other lads there who used to be a wrestler, it's like, yo, I used to be a wrestler. Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett,
yeah. And he's like, no, I could do this, and they're like, we like Pat McAfee more than you.
I'm there to watch Pat beat the shit out. It was a really well done thing, but yeah. So yeah, shit night 2 ending. Raw set up a lot going forward, and I like that idea of Seth and that group. It's going to be interesting.
I mean, you got to build it up for War Games, not War Games. War Games.
Survivor Series, yeah. Which they announced on Raw, even though it's in November. They announced the date and the stadium it's going to be.
Get them seeds sowed now, innit?
Yeah.
Give it room to build. Give it momentum.
So yeah, that's it.
This Friday, I am at Salford City Wrestling. Me and my brother and my mate Feta from the Penciled In podcast. If you want wrestling but with faces that you can see, go and give that a listen or a watch, as I should say. It's very good. It's very good. Way better than this.
It's not hard.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, like a conker falling onto a turtle, it's more amusing. But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm going to be on Friday.
Is that the one that gives you the little history?
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Oh, also, we've already bought tickets for the next one because they put out a pre-sale for that as well. So we bought tickets for the one after this one. So yeah, it's going to be good. That we got it's Jack Johnson and Nathan Steen in a Salford street fight, which I'm very excited about because it's a family-friendly show. But Nathan Steen's new thing is drinking everyone's blood. So let's see how that goes.
That'll be interesting.
They also don't have a belt yet, I don't think. They're still using a crown, which I'm fine with.
That's arguably better. I'm actually well on board with that.
It's got pointy bits you can jab people with.
Yeah. It'd probably hurt if you hit someone with that.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good show. Last one was great. I don't think there's any tickets left because it sold out weeks in advance, but they did put the whole of the last show up on YouTube. If you
okay, cool.
Watch it.
Yes.
But it is from a weird locked-off camera position, so you miss all the entrances. So the music starts, and you're going, oh, well, I don't know who this is. And then someone walks in, and you go, oh, right, it's so-and-so. Because, yeah. But it's you get all the in-ring stuff, but you just don't get, they're working on it. It's only their third show.
Yeah.
They're doing good guns. Oh, sorry, no, we can't do thumbs up. Can't do finger guns. What was it? Oh, I've got to eat another onion. Yeah.
Yeah, eat onion.
Indeed. Right. I'm not allowed to say goodbye, Alex, because remember last time I did it?
You did it really well.
And that penguin died in the zoo.
No,
wait,
thank you.
That was you.
With my words.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know. I'm like an evil enchanter.
You do evil dances?
I don't fuck it. Right, anyway, I'm going, because I'm going to go and play Oblivion.
Yes, go and enjoy. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed all the wrestling of the last week.
We didn't even touch any of the GCW stuff, Bloodsport
God,
stuff.
we didn't know.
All of that, because there's other people probably doing it better. I don't know who, but if I find out, I will let you know. I'll crack.
Personally,
I hope you've got biscuits in.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Just been sneaking at the gates, shooting priests up the arse and running off.